In this Simply Social Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing Wright-Patterson Mahjong at, I always forget the URL, WPMahjong2gs.com. WPMahjong2gs.com. That's where you can play online. Wright-Patterson Mahjong is currently in public beta testing, so there are a few glitches still in the game, and you'll see them because we're going to practice making decisions playing the game in the public beta testing platform. I've been told that it should be released with full functionality in January. Crossing fingers. Let me show you how you can get to the site. First, I want to say thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Also, moderators, thank you so much for helping monitor chat. Let me share my screen and I'll show you the platform. Anyone here who can chat? Let me know how long you've been playing Wright-Patterson Mahjong. Here's the site, WPMahjong2gs.com. I've got to remember that. WP Mahjong, Wright-Patterson. All right, so there's a dashboard with high-level information. All the details are in the green book. This is the green book. There's a link in the video description below if you don't have one yet. In here are the instructions for how to play the game and all the valid hands for this current publish. Typically, the publish is good for about 5 or 6 years. And at the end of that time, a committee will remove a handful of hands. They'll remove some of the hands. Typically, it's been around 6 or so. And then they'll insert new hands or hands that were previously retired from other publications. This publish had an inordinate number of new hands. So they're breaking precedents. We'll see what happens with the next publish, but I'm thinking this one will be playable for at least 5 years. So 2027, we might see a new publish in 2027. So you have a long time to get used to these hands, and hopefully we'll be able to play a few today. So I'm going to go ahead and click play now, and then we'll use a different layout so that you can see the tiles. I'm going to log in, and then we're going to play in the private Sky Clash. So we'll be playing with robots. And I'm going to say the move time will be 8 seconds. 8 seconds. Otherwise, the game will take a fairly long time. Well, relatively long. So let me create this and we'll get started. You ready for the first game? Here we go. Now, I just tested this a little bit ago, and the robots are still passing bams and cracks. I did get a couple of dots, so since we have mostly dots, I think we should try it, see if we can get more dots, but I'm expecting bams and cracks. There they are. We got bams. Actually, let's let the 3 go. Also, the passing is incorrect. The way that it's supposed to work is right across left. So it's off, and they're supposed to be fixing it. We got bams again. So let's just get through this, and we'll basically be starting fresh with our dealt hand. And the Charleston was of no help whatsoever. So let's discard these offsuit tiles, and we're going to try to gather dots. We'll let the bams and the cracks go. So we're just going to focus on gathering dots, and we'll play a 1 suit hand or 1 suit with honors. I like to call that a half flush. That's a term that's more popular in most of the other versions of Mahjong. Half flush. It's easier to say than 1 suit with honors. Fewer syllables. 1 suit would be a flush. 1 word versus 2. So you choose what works for you, and we're going to stay concealed because most of the half flush and flush hands are concealed. These are going to be primarily the hands on pages 17 and 18, which are pair hands and sequence hands, respectively. There are some other one suit hands and half flush hands. Well, I would say half flush hands. Well, no, you do have the option of being in a full flush with jewel hands. You don't have to use dragons. Jewel hands are on page 20, and these are with specific numbers, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, or 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 with the corresponding dragon. Those are really pretty hands. I enjoy playing jewel hands, but you have to have specific numbers. And then the other half flush hands are Chinese tea hands, and these are on page 27. And again, these are specific numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 5, 7, 9. No ones. 3, 5, 7, 9, or 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's see if we can play flush and half flush hands today and let that be the focus. We can practice decision making with those kinds of hands. So right now we have 2 discards off suit, the BAMs. We're just going to keep gathering until those are gone. And then we'll start looking at the hands. If I had to pick a hand right now, I would probably focus on Betty. Betty is a pair hand. That is number 10 on page 17. And we're going to let that 8 BAM go. We're actually pretty close to it. 3 pairs and 1 suit, no terminals. So you can't have 1s or 9s. And then you need 7 odd honors, which means you have 1 of each wind and dragon. And then you need 1 honor paired. Any one of them can be paired. So we have a pair of West. We need 1 good pick and we'll be ready to win. Okay, now we've cleared to 1 suit and honors. We're cleared to a half flush, which means we have no offsuit tiles. So at the moment, we have a 1 dot in here. We really don't need that if we're going to play Betty. We want a 4 dot or an 8 dot. We're 2 away from ready. We need a north and a white dragon. I think by clearing to flush or half flush is a really easy way to determine your discards. You just discard the offsuit tiles. Super easy. Super easy to make those choices. You just hold every suited tile that you're gathering and the others just go away. So we don't need a crack. Super easy choice. For dots, the next thing I would discard would be a 1 dot. We want to optimize a simple to pair up 4 dot or 8 dot. And right now there's only a 4 dot out. Okay, now there's a 5 dot. So we're going to hold that. That's another option for us because we need a simple paired in here. At the moment, we have 2 pair. There's a 5 dot out and a second 4 dot just went out. So that'll probably be the next discard, unless, of course, we draw it. We still need a north and a white dragon. These hands, I think, are challenging because you have to draw really well. When you play a concealed hand, you cannot claim any discards. You have to draw them all. So that is part of the luck of the game, is drawing from the wall. As you can see, we've only gotten one true keeper. We did get a dot, a 1 dot, but that's a terminal. And we need simples, which are 2 through 8. So we did draw 2 keepers if you think about playing a half flush hand. Oh, we need a north and a white dragon. Nobody else is exposed yet, so we don't know what they're playing, but I can tell you that they're hoarding honors. That's just what they're programmed to do right now, which I really hope they change that because it affects decision making. We keep getting cracks. Hi, Wes. Welcome. We're playing Wright-Patterson Mahjong today. Okay, we got a red dragon. That's kind of extra. All right, let's let the West go. It really doesn't matter at this point. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm going to mute my sound. Let's see if this works. Okay, I found a fix. So if you run up your decision right to the time clock, the game will redeal and redeal the tiles and just go through all the discards up into that point, and it's really it's majorly sensory overload. Okay, here we go again. Let's see. Oh shoot. Well, we got an east. Okay, so we went right up to the clock again. Okay, so we're right back where we were. We have a west, and it discarded our dragon, and then we had a east, and it discarded our east. So that's what happens if you run up to the time clock, which for us is 8 seconds at the moment. The game will discard whatever you pick, and then it'll go through that whole redeal, which I hope they remove that because it really is sensory overload to the max, big time to the max. I don't think you can get any worse than that. Okay, let's see. Oh, WP, it's awesome. It's a fun version. It is a mix between Cantonese Mahjong and American Mahjong. And I'm happy to share the major differences between the versions. So let's get through this game and then I'll explain. There's a link to a series that I did called a deep dive, Wright Patterson Mahjong deep dive, where I explain everything about the game, the hands, the booklet, scoring, all that. So feel free to watch that after the live stream. But basically, Wright Patterson Mahjong was created around the same time as the National Mahjong League created that version of the game. And that's probably why you see a Charleston in Wright Patterson Mahjong. However, it's only one round of passes and there is no optional across to finish the Charleston. So for those of you who are new, National Mahjong League rules has 2 rounds of Charlestons. The first right across left, that is obligatory. You can pass blind on the last pass. And then there's an optional round that can be stopped after the first left. And then you go straight to an optional across where you negotiate with the other player. If you continue through that second Charleston, the order is reversed and you pass left across right. So it would be right across left, then left across right, if everyone is in agreement, and then you do an optional across, negotiated up to 3 tiles. So, and then also you can pass blind on your last right. For Wright Patterson Mahjong, there's only one obligatory Charleston, left across right. And you can pass blind in the right pass, I believe. Let me double check. I'm a little bit rusty, so let me just double check that. Let's see here. The Charleston, here we go. The Charleston. Yes, you can. Yeah, the blind pass can be done on the last pass, the right pass. So that is really the major similarity. There is another minor similarity with American Mahjong using National Mahjong League rules, and that is that the valid combinations or hands are divided by category, and that category has a particular use of tiles or patterns, and that is where the similarities end. Wright Patterson Mahjong is much more like Asian versions of the game because you have flowers as bonus tiles. So if you get the flower that matches your seat, you can get value for that when you're scoring a hand. Also, the scoring is like classical Chinese Mahjong. So it's complex, scoring is complex. And then also you can chow, which is 3 in a sequence. So the blocks of tiles that you play with are chow, pung, kong, no quint, chow, pung, kong. Oh, and by the way, there are no jokers. No jokers in Wright-Patterson Mahjong. Half of the hands are concealed, half are exposable. And they're called concealed or a pung hand. That's what an exposable hand is called, a pung hand. Even though you can kong, a kong is counted as a pung once it's out because you have to get a replacement tile in order to have the right number of tiles in your hand that are playable. So that's basically the roundup or the overview of Wright-Patterson Mahjong in comparison to American Mahjong. And as far as the comparison to Asian versions is some of the hands do not follow the 4 blocks in a pair standard. Even in Asian versions, there are 2 atypical hands, all pair, 7 pair, 7 unique pair, by the way. And then also there's a hand called 13 Orphans. In Wright-Patterson Mahjong, 13 Orphans is called Angels, and it's one of the hands of honors. It's a very special hand, and it's a high value hand. It's 1 of each 1 and 9, 1 of each wind and dragon, and then any tile paired. That's a highly sought after hand, and I would love to demonstrate it. Let's find out if we can do it. And then also with pair hands, there's a exception to the standard 7 unique pair in Asian versions. In Wright-Patterson Mahjong, you can use a kong as 2 pair. That's unusual or it's not permitted in Asian versions. So that is a bit of a tangent, I guess you could say, in Wright-Patterson Mahjong. So that's all the differences in a nutshell between them, but there are similarities of both, which is one reason why it's a great version to learn if you're an Asian version player or an American Mahjong version player using National Mahjong League rules. This is a good in-between. So I hope that helped. Let's play again and see what we can focus on. So I'm going to click start. Okay, here we go. It's like cracks is our predominant suit. So I would play cracks. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 8, 9. We do have some potential for a hand of honors in here because we do have 1s, 9s, and winds and dragons. So let's just see what happens. We might get a couple of cracks. Not this time. I'm just going to pass these. Typically, I would not pass one suit, but we're just practicing. Okay, so we're going to get through this. Why is it not there? Come on, what's going on here? All right, here we go. Okay, there are some cracks. All right, we have mostly cracks here. Pung of 2s. So with these tiles, I would definitely play cracks, some form of cracks. Since we have a pung of 2s, we have 2, 4, 2, 4, 8. We do have potential for big 2, 4, 6, 8, but that requires 2 suits, and we have only 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, big 2, 4, 6, 8. There's a 5. So big 2, 4, 6, 8. Number 50 on page 23, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2 suits with pungs of a different number in each suit, with a pung of your own or prevailing wind. So a prevailing wind is basically where the wall was broken. So the wall was broken on east wall because the flower wall is to the left. North, which is always the case when you're playing with robots. You're always east, and north has always got the flower wall. So I think that's how that worked. But there needs to be an indicator here of, let's see, I think we should go with all cracks. because we don't have enough wins to really make this work with a pung of twos. I think we should play a one suit hand. So anyhow, prevailing just means where the wall was broken. And there needs to be an indicator on here of who is prevailing, because it's not necessarily clear. When we're playing a one suit hand, it's a concealed hand. So I would say we're probably going to be playing either pung chow or piano keys. Pung chow is number 16 on page 18. 4 pungs or chows, any combination, plus a pair in one suit, and you have to draw your winning tile from the wall. It is a concealed hand, so we're going to pass on all cracks that are discarded. I love that hand. That's probably one of my favorite hands, pung chow. It can get a little bit frenzied when you draw a tile that could be your winning tile. You have to figure out you have to break out pungs and chows to see if you have 4 blacks and a pair, and you're up against a timer. So sometimes you might lose a tile if you don't make a decision quick enough. So pung chow, that's a potential here, but we could also maybe play piano keys and we can claim a discard for the winning tile. Piano keys is number 15 on page 18. Sequence of 1 to 9 in one suit with 2 pungs and a pair 2 through 8. We have, all we need in here is a 6 crack to complete our run. Okay, now here we have one of each dragon. So one of each dragon with a pung and a pair doesn't necessarily work, but we could maybe play a hand called Dazzle, number 7 on page 17. 5 pairs in one suit with red, white, and green dragon and 1 dragon paired. We paired up a 9 cracks, so I would let the dragons go and focus on one suit. We have enough of a wall to get to one suit where we could try to play pung chow, which is extremely flexible. The only challenge is that you have to draw your winning tile. Right now, there are 3 6s out. There are 2 3 cracks out, a 5 crack, a 9 crack, and a 1 crack. So what would be, oh, we need a 3 crack in here. That would be really nice to get a 3 crack, because then we could use it as a chow tile. So let's just see what we can do. We're looking for chow tiles primarily. Let's see. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, pair 9. We have a pair of 9s. You always have to have a pair. We have a potential chow with a 7, 8. If we can draw a 6, that would be nice. We have a 4, 5 potential chow, a 2, 4 potential chow. So now we have a pung of 9s. Or you could break it out and do a pair of 9s with 7, 8, 9 chow. That kind of shows the flexibility of the hand. You could do a pung of 9s and a potential 7, 8 chow with a 6 or the last 9. Now there's a 9 out there, so we won't see another 9. I would say 9 crack will be our pair. 7, 8, 9 is a completed chow. Then we have 4, 5 potential chow, 2, 4 potential chow, 1, 2 potential chow, and either the 1 or the 2 can go after this red dragon. We need to let the red dragon go. Is a chow only discards from your left? Oh, no worries. Okay, so if you are playing a pung hand, and I'll explain what that would look like in the book. If you're playing a pung hand, we got the 3. Okay, now we're set up for pung chow. Okay, so we are playing a concealed hand, so we cannot call any discards. We have to draw the winning tile. That's one of the requirements for this hand. So here we have 1, 2, 3 chow, 2 crack pair, pair 4. We have a potential pung in there. 7, 8, 9, 9 crack pair. Okay, so 4, 5 in cracks. We really need to get another, we could use this 3 there, actually, 3, 4, 5. So we have 3, 4, 5 in cracks, 7, 8, 9 in cracks, and a pair of 9s. We have a pung of 2s. If we can get a 4 or a 1, we got another 3. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I think we should discard The 5. Oh, shoot. We ran it up. I ran it up to the clock. So we lost our 3. That's what happens if you don't make a quick enough decision. I was going to discard the 5. I was just going to discard the 5 and keep the 3, but that's okay. That's one of the hard things about this game. Okay, now there's a 1. So now let's discard the 5. Okay, we're ready to win. Wait a minute. No, 3, 5. No, we're still not ready. We have a 9 crack pair, 7, 8, 9 in cracks. We have pair 4. There's a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2. So that doesn't quite work. 3 crack. How many 3 cracks are out? 1, 2, 4 crack. Oh my gosh, we have a Kong now. Pair, pung, chow. Did we get it in? 9 crack pair, 7, 8, 9 chow, 2, 3, 4 chow, pung 1. So we need a 1 crack or a 9 crack to win. We've got pung chow ready to win. We need a 1 crack or a 9 crack. The 9 crack is out, so a 1 crack will be the only way we can win. A 1 crack is what we want. That's a pass. We need a 1 crack. We got a 5. So we got a hand 2 ready to win. Okay, now when you get through the picking from the wall and you come up to the flower wall, which is set apart, you do not pick into the flower wall. It is locked in. So I think that's another issue with the game is they'll pick from the flower wall and you're not supposed to be able to do that. Your winning tile could be in the flower wall. In this case, it looks like our winning tile is in the flower wall because I see only one crack in the discard pile and our opponents do not have a 1 crack. So our winning tile is in the flower wall. Okay, so now let me see here. Let me try to find in the book, the hands are categorized as a single limit hand, which is the easiest, double limit hand, which is a little more difficult, and then a triple limit hand, which is the most difficult. Single, double, triple. And then next to that indicator or that category, you have whether it is a pung hand or a concealed hand. So it's going to have either a P or a C. So I'll just show it to you real quick so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. It might be a little bit blurry, but it basically has a number of the hand, the name of the hand, the description, followed by single, double, or triple limit, and then whether it's a pung hand or a concealed hand. Pung hand means you can claim a discard to help you with hand development. If you do not have a P hand, a pung hand, then you have to draw everything up until you're ready to win, unless it says in the parentheses that you have to draw your winning tile. And there are a couple of hands that do that. One is Kong Pung and Pung Chow. Both of those, no, not Kong Pung, hijacks. There's a hand called hijacks. You have to draw your winning tile. Pung Chow, you have to draw your winning tile. And then I thought there was, I think that's it. I think those are the only 2 where you have to draw the winning tile. Pung Chow and hijacks. All the other hands you can claim a discard for. All right, so let's play again. I'd like to see if we can play a hand of honors. Okay, now this time we have mostly cracks, but we do have a lot of honors. Let's try for a hand of honors. And now the robots are going to send us BAMs. There they are. But we do have honors in here. So we're going to try to play a hand of honors. Honors are 1s, 9s, wins, and dragons. Okay, so we have a pretty good assortment here. We only have 2 discards. 1, we are east, so we had an extra tile. So we have a pair of 1s and a 1 pung of 1s, We have east, west, pung, west. We're east and prevailing is north. So I was thinking maybe we could try to play ping pong. Ping pong is 2 pungs of terminals in one suit. 2 pungs of terminals in one suit. 2 pungs in a second suit. And a pair of Windsor Dragons. That's a triple limit hand. I don't think we can play that. We've got a terminal hand here. Let's see. Terminals, terminus. We have a pung of winds. Maybe we could try to play winds and terms, number 71 on page 25. Winds and terms, 5 pairs of winds and terminals, each dragon 1 paired. We'd have to throw away the west and a 1. I'd rather not do that. Let's see, with new, we almost have news. Let's see here. There is a hand called terminus, number 75 on page 25. 3 pungs of terminals with news and 1 wind paired. So we would have to throw away the west and we'd need a north, but we can pung. It is a pung hand and it's a double limit hand. So hands of honors typically are more difficult to get. So we have a dragon now. So we're getting a little bit closer to wins and terms. So we're in between wins and terms. 3 pairs. We're actually pretty close to terms of honors too. Number 77 on page 25. 3 pairs of terminals with 7 honors and 1 honor paired. Here's another pung now. Okay, so I think we should play terminus. Did I get in close enough here? See the timer in the right corner? Okay, so terminus, 3 pungs of terminals with news and 1 wind paired. Okay, we already have a pung, so I would just pass. There's no reason really. I passed. I said pass. I clicked pass. Why did it do that? I was just about to say that there's really no reason to make an exposure like that in right pass and mahjong, unless you're playing Kong Pung, which or King Kong, Kong Pung. Is that the right hand? I think it's not in this published. Okay, well, anyhow, it did a Kong for us, but that's all right. It is a pung hand, so our hand is not ruined. I just wanted to stay concealed. So now we have an exposure. We could always switch to Heavenly Hash. If this doesn't work out, Heavenly Hash is number 70 on page 25. 4 pungs and a pair of honors and or terminals, any combination. So we're playing either terminus or Heavenly Hash. Heavenly Hash is just a single limit hand, so it's a bit easier. And we would be able to leverage the west, the pung of west. So anyway, this will be fun if we can make this work, because it is a hand of honors, and they're nice hands. They're fun hands to play, and they're hard to get because our opponents hoard honors more than humans do. I know some people have said that everybody hoards honors, but that's not necessarily true. If I'm playing a full flush hand, I don't need winds and dragons. And it's unlikely that okay, now there we go. We have another pair in there. So I think we should probably play Heavenly Hash, because now we have a pair of souths. We can leverage that. Now the robots are not going to discard honors. They'll discard terminals, which are 1s and 9s, but they're not going to discard honors. It's just the way they're programmed to play. So we're going to have to draw. Okay, so no 9 bams are out just yet. Oh, and we're just going to go 1 hour during this live stream. I'm working on a project that is super deep, so I've got to get to that, but I thought it'd be a nice way to practice a little bit with Wright Patterson Mahjong and kind of see the development progress of the platform. But there's been no change that I can see. So instead of playing on a imperfect platform, I'd rather wait until the game is in full use, full functionality, so we can really play the game as intended. Okay, so two man, we can throw that. So we'll try to play at least two more hands so you can see what the game is like. So we played a half flush hand, we played a full flush hand, and here we're playing a hand of honors. So we've been throughout the book a bit. Maybe we could try for a mixed suit hand so you can see what that is like, and we'll try that next, depending on how the kind of tiles we get in the deal. Okay, so now we have a north. Let's see. Let's hold. We're going to try to hold number tiles because I know the robots are holding wins. We want to hold number tiles because they're more likely to be discarded. There's a terminal. So what we might as well Kong. Maybe no. I was thinking maybe we'll get a wind. All right. So now we have two Kongs. We could pung the south and then discard the north and be ready on a 9 bam. Right now, there are no 9 bams out, and the robots may discard a 9 bam. Let's see if we can pung that south. We got a red dragon. I guess the robots are playing concealed. And at the end of this game, you'll see their hands. They're going to have a lot of honors. Honors are winds and dragons. We got a green dragon. All those dragons out there in the east, we threw. Okay, so we're looking for a north or a 9 bam. 9 bam would be oh shoot, a red dragon. It'd be nice if we could draw a south, and then we'd discard the north and be ready on a 9. So let's see, all the one dots are out. Again, there's no jokers in Wright Patterson Mahjong. Let's see here. We have another red dragon. Darn it. Okay. Let's see. One crack. I don't see any one cracks out. Oh, because we have a Kong. So we have two Kongs, a one crack and a one bam. No 9 bams are out. The 9 cracks are, let's see, I think there are 2, 3 are out. So right now, and the 9 dot, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3. So the 9 bam, there it is. 9 bam just got discarded. There's still 2 more. We still have potential to win this hand, but we need a south. We need to pung that south. And the robots are not going to throw a wind. I haven't seen them throw winds to date. I really am hoping that they change this soon because it's aggravating, I have to say. It's aggravating because here we're playing a double limit hand. Well, no, we're playing a single limit hand. We were trying for maybe terminus, and we got fairly close. That's a double limit hand. Did that robot just pick a flower tile? All right, anyhow. Okay, so look at their hand here. On the left, they have a green dragon, red dragon, north and east. Across from us, east, south, white. And then to the right, pair north, pair white dragon. They have an east and a green dragon. So, and there's no rhyme or reason for their hand whatsoever. So I really hope that they build in some intelligence with these robots so that we can play for real. Because right now we're just playing against the wall primarily. Okay, so let's click start. Now, if you play with people, it's going to be different. It's going to be like the game would be played in real life. So playing with people, humans, is much better. Okay, let's see. So we're going to create the game and we'll start. Let's see if we can play a mixed suit hand here. We have mostly cracks though. So let's try for a half flush hand. We might get cracks from the robots. We got one. We actually have some potential for another hand of honors. 13 orphans. Let's see. Let's try. Or angels, it's called. We're going to play a hand of honors again. Okay, we got a 1 out of it. Okay, so we have a 1 crack pung, 9 crack. I'd say we're close to angels. Angels, I think it's only a double limit hand. It is. Double limit concealed because it's made up of all singles and only 1 pair. 1s and 9s of each suit with 7 odd honors, any terminal or honor paired. Basically any tile paired. So we have a 1-9 in BAMs, a 1-9 in cracks. We have an extra 1 crack. We need a 1 dot in here, a green dragon, and a west and a south. So we're 3 away from a double limit hand right now. We need that 1 dot that's out there. So we have to draw these tiles. Oh, 5 crack. So we're looking for a 1 dot, green dragon, west and south. As an option, I would probably look at playing either winds in terms or dragons in terms, numbers 71 and 72. These are unusual hands. These are a couple of brand new hands that have never been part of the game before, in my experience anyway. Someone else will have to let me know if these have ever been in any other published. When I played with the publish was, well, whatever the period of time, I don't remember the publish, but I learned to play in 1973. So whatever that publish was, oh, it's in here, 1970 to 1976. And we probably played throughout the years using whatever publish my mom had, because it was a family. We played as a family. So I don't remember ever seeing these particular hands before. 5 pairs of winds and terminals, and then each dragon 1 paired. That's winds and terms. And then dragons in terms is 5 pairs of dragons and terminals with news. It's just a little slice and dice of the same thing. So, okay, we got a keeper, a dragon. All right. So we're heading towards dragons and terms. Dragons and terms in here. Well, we can still play either one. So we're getting there. We're getting close to a double limit hand. We're almost cleared to honors here. We have only 1 simple. Simples are 2 through 8, tiles 2 through 8. And the terminology is used in Asian versions. Terminals, winds, dragons, honors, simples, those are all terms used in Asian versions of the game. Okay, we got a keeper. All right, now we're cleared to all honors and terminals. And for all intents and purposes, it's considered a hand of honors, even though there are terminals in it. Terminals are part of hands of honors. So we have a pair of 1s in here. So I would say we're going to play dragons in terms. So we're going to now if we draw 1 crack, wait, I wonder if you can use a Kong with a pair hand. Kongs may be used. No, it's when the whole hand is made up of pairs. So we won't use, oh my gosh, we have a pung. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh. Did we make it? Oh no. Shoot. We ran it. Oh shoot. That that is the sensory overload on it. Really, oh man, that's so cringy. All right. Okay, so we're where we were. It threw away our dragon. That's all right. Okay, so that's what happens when you run it up against the clock, which I really don't like. I probably should extend the time to 10 seconds, but it just makes for a super long game because then everybody else at the table, these robots will take that full 10 seconds. And throughout the game, it just lengthens unnecessarily. So, anyway, let's see. Dragons and terms, 5 pairs of dragons. So, I was trying to discard the one crack. Or I was trying to decide, no, what I was gonna do was discard the 9 dot because really the 9 crack would be the better discard because I was thinking of switching to Heavenly Hash. Oh no, that's the discard. We're actually in between Heavenly Hash, 4 punks and a pair of honors and or terminals, and terms or dragons and terms, but we only have 1 pair that we can. So we're really closer to dragons in terms. We probably should discard the one crack. I suppose we could discard, let's see. There are 2 one bams out. So really the one bam might be a better discard. We're still close to angels. Angels, ones and nines of each, one of each wind and dragon, and then any tile paired. We have an extra pair. Plus, we need to let a one crack go. But yeah, so I think the one crack is probably the best discard here. Because then we could play either angels or dragons in terms. Oh, shoot. Okay. So the one bam would be a single for us. That would work if we played angels. I do not see a one crack yet. Not that that matters because we can't use it in either of these hands anyway. So we'll discard the one crack. It'd be nice if we can draw a west or a green dragon and then that one dot. There are 2 one dots out. So we still have potential for angels here. We have 2 more picks. There's a 9 dot. Okay, let's let the one crack go. We're actually closer to dragons in terms right now. We have 2 pair plus we get 1 more pick. I would probably throw away the one bam next if we get a keeper. But there's no way we can win. We need a west and a green. Oh, look what we got. A 9 dot. We don't get any more picks. But we played a hand of honors, which is nice. All right. Look at these blasted robots. Pair green, pair south, pair east, west and north. Red dragon. They have a pair north. Look at that over there. Over here, Punga west, north, pair green, white dragon. To the right, east, and a pair of reds with other tiles that make no sense. So on the left, the player on the left is the only one with some semblance of a pair hand, Heavenly Twins. Anyway, grr. We'll play one more game. All right, let's see if we can get a win. All right, we have mixed suits here. We have 5, 6, 5, 9, 4, 5, 7. We do have some potential here for a mixed suit hand called, I think it's chow mein. Is it chow mein? I always get that Chinese takeout mixed up. Where are the mixed suit hands here? Right here. Middle chow, sukiyaki, 4, 5, 6. So let's see if we can play sukiyaki. 4, 5, 6 with a pair of threes. We don't need dragons. This is mixed suits. Okay, we need it. We need a pair of threes in here. So here we go. We need 4, 5, 6 in each suit with news and one win paired. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 3 news. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. We're much closer to middle chows now. Well, we're kind of in between. So 5, 6, 1. We don't need that. Okay. Now, middle chows, 4, 5, 6 in each suit. One chow mixed, 4, 5, 6 with a pair of threes. So we have an extra 5 in here. We have 5, 6 in bams, 4, 5 in cracks, 4, 5 in dots, and we almost have news. Sukiyaki is 4, 5, 6 in each suit with news and one win paired. So we're closer to that. Let's let one of the fives go. So we can play either little chows or sukiyaki. And middle chows is a double limit hand. Sukiyaki is a single limit hand. They're both concealed. And we can call the winning tile for Mahjong. So we're looking for a 6 dot and a 4 bam in here. Okay, we got a pair of threes. All right, so if we play middle chows, we have our pair of threes. We need a 4 bam and a 6 dot and a 6 crack. And then we need a mix, or we let the threes go if we get a south. And then we can just focus on getting 4, 5, 6 in each suit. And that again is called middle chows. We don't need dragons. So this was a quick build. We were set up nicely for this mixed suit hand. It's a concealed hand. So we need a 4 bam, a 6 crack, and a 6 dot. There's a 6 crack already out, and a 6 dot. 6 crack is out. So we need a 6 dot, a 6 crack, and a 4 bam. We'll see what we get. If we can get a south, that would be nice too, because then we could have news and one win paired, and then let the threes go. Oh, we got a west. We don't need it. So 4, 5, 6 in each suit is what we're looking for. That's our tile. We're concealed. We don't need ones. So we're looking for a 4 bam, 6 crack, 6 dot, and a south. And we have to draw them. Right now, 2 of our tiles are out, 4 bam and a 6 crack. We have an extra 5 crack if we're not playing middle chows. We have an extra 4. We really don't need that at all. I think we're close enough to sukiyaki that we should play that. 4, 5, 6 in each suit with news paired. We're not going to see the robots discard though a south probably. We're going to have to draw it. Don't need that. We need a 6 crack. The game takes a little while when you're playing with these robots. They take every second of that time period. If you're playing with people, it's typically a quicker game. Okay, that's what we need, but we have to draw it. A 4 dot. No, we don't need that. We're going to stick with sukiyaki. One of the things I like about right patterns mahjong is that the hands all have names. So instead of having to say consecutive run, fifth hand down on the right, all you have to say is sukiyaki. We're playing sukiyaki, and everybody will know. Oh, okay, 4, 5, 6 with news, because they will have played the game and learned the hands. Over time, you learn all the hands. It's a little bit of a learning curve with each publish, because typically they're, well, now with this last publish, 6 to 10 new hands, depending on who's in charge. Oh shoot, that's our tile. Darn it. Oh. We need specific tiles here. That's why mixed suit hands are so challenging, and most of them are double limit hands. Well, yeah, I would say most of them. Maybe it's half and a half. They're half and a half, I guess. We're going to pass. Oh, and one of the other things about right patterns of mahjong that differentiates it is when somebody wins, everybody pays that person based on the value of their hand, single, double, or triple limit hand. You get the max at each level. Then everybody else scores their hand. So you get rewarded for a well-developed hand. So you can play for score, which is a lot more like playing the Asian version. So there's a blend there as well with the scoring. If it's a wall game or draw, meaning nobody wins, nobody scores, and you just move on. You just move on to the next game. Everybody puts in a blue chip. So that's a fun part of the game. Scoring is another, it's like another phase of the game, because you're responsible for scoring your hand. Okay, now we're looking for a 4 bam and a 6 crack and a 6 dot. We need to draw. The 5 crack would be our discard. We've got a 3. We clearly don't need that. Okay, I need to go dark for just a second. I'm still here. Okay, I'm here. We are not drawing. We haven't gotten a single tile. Well, no, that's not true. We did get a 3 dot, but we're not playing middle chows. And our tile, is that our last tile? The 6 crack, is that the last 6 crack? Let's see here. 1, 2. No, that's the second 6 crack. We got the 6 crack. Okay, so oops. So we have 4, 5, 6 in cracks now. We need a 4 bam. How many 4 bams are out? Oh, all the 4 bams are out. So our hand is kaput. It's a no. It's a no-go. It's a no-go. All right, there's nothing we can do now. It doesn't matter at this point, because all the 4 bams are out. So our hand is done. That's disappointing. So if I were playing in real life, I would probably just play for score in case somebody wins, but I know nobody's going to win here, because the robots are not intelligent at all. I think maybe they've won once or twice in all the practice time I've had. Nobody wanted the 3. Okay, so we get one more pick. We'll discard probably the 5 crack. which nobody wanted. So I hope you enjoyed it. It is a lot of fun to play, and it's very challenging to learn. And thankfully, the booklet, the green book, you have a long time to learn the hands. So some people are a little intimidated by this version because there are, what is it, 96 hands, 92 hands to learn, but they're categorized, so it's easy to memorize them. And you can look in the book when you're playing the game, but it is a lot of fun. So if you are interested in learning more, look for that link in the video description below for the deep dive, so you can see a run through presentation of how the game is played, and then also learn about hand value and scoring. And I think there's a little bit of strategy. I don't recall. I may not have given much strategy there. Half the hands are concealed, so it's much more about drawing, because half the time you're probably going to be playing a concealed hand. So it's really about drawing and then choosing the right hand based on the tiles that you have. So, and it's much more of an independently played game. There's less interaction with the other players because there's no joker exchanges, and the hands are so unique that it's very challenging to figure out what other people are playing, especially considering that half the hands are concealed. So it's much more of an independently played game. It's like you're building a puzzle where everyone's vying for the same pieces and there's very little interaction compared to other versions of the game. But still, you can make a lot of strategic decision making with this version. It's just a little bit different. It's a lot of fun to play, so I hope you give it a try. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments section. If there are no questions, I'll go ahead and sign off until next week. Hopefully, they'll be releasing the game very shortly. By the end of the year, there's only a week or so left, so hopefully we'll be playing the full featured game within 10 days, let's say. That's my hope. And we'll have a lot more fun, I think, playing with humans as well. So I look forward to that. Since there's no questions, I'll go ahead and sign off. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.